The internet, y'all got us all the way up. We met that dude, Duke the Jeweler, the night before. We was gambling. The next day, dude followed us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we under the garage, dude went to his car by himself and walked down to the parking lot. That's when somebody tried me.
A jeweler named Duke recently got killed, and the story's really messed up. So I want you to talk about what happened.
Blood-specked dice tumbled across the velvet table. Faces were all smiles, but only one man was destined to walk out alive. Duke the Jeweler didn't die broke, he died surrounded by wolves. And now Mob T.I.'s has blood dripping on his hands, with the feds circling close. This wasn't some back alley stick-up. This was an execution, not carried out by masked strangers, but unfolding right after Duke stepped away from Boosie's dice game, still in the company of men who had just dapped him up, yet might have been signaling behind the scenes. Those same faces are now staring down federal heat. And 50 Cent, he's fanning the flames, posting whispers, dropping receipts, and teasing a setup bigger than anyone expected. Here's the bone-chilling twist. Just 2 weeks before Takeoff's eerily similar dice game killing, Duke had been the one dominating JPrince JRBE's table. In this world, the wrong man winning is the wrong man living too long. Now Boosie, JPrince JRB, Lil Cam, the whole Mob T.I. circle is under the microscope. What began as hush chatter is turning into signed warrants. From the outside, Duke looked untouchable, a Chicago native who built his empire from scratch. He wasn't just pushing shiny chains to up-and-coming rappers, he was crafting custom designs for heavyweight clients with serious money. His Houston trip wasn't for fun, it was strictly business. Reports say Boosie invited him down to talk about a custom piece, so Duke showed up carrying $1 million Louis Vuitton duffel stuffed with his best creations. What he didn't realize? That meeting would double as his last goodbye. According to leaked audio from WAC 100, a man plugged into the streets. This wasn't just another dice game. Rumor has it JPrince JRB runs what's now being whispered as a loaded dice ring. The same three players, Lil Cam, Big Capri, and Wolf, always at the table, passing dice like it's part of a ritual. The house never loses unless someone breaks the cycle. And when they do, game over. Literally.
Man.
That night, somebody made the wrong move fatally wrong. WAC 100 claims Duke slipped right past the so-called safe rotation, the rigged dice that supposedly kept the house on top, and started stacking wins. First a few hundred, then thousands, then tens of thousands in minutes. That wasn't luck, that was danger. Word is JPrince JRB takes a 30% cut of every dice night. So when Duke began draining the table, the grins froze into tight jaws. And Duke wasn't exactly low-key. He was draped in ice, throwing cash like confetti, even filming his streak for Instagram. Then the footage shows something odd. Boosie lets out a faint whistle. His nephew instantly locks on Duke. A man in a red hoodie taps the nephew's arm, almost like a coded signal. Suddenly, the vibe shifts. One moment, Duke is laughing. The next, it feels like the countdown has started. Minutes later, he's gone. Everything screams premeditation. Why would Boosie invite a jeweler rocking over $1 million in gold and diamonds to a backroom dice game with zero security? And why didn't JPrince JRB make sure an out-of-town guest carrying that kind of heat had protection? Instead, Duke leaves the game alone, no guards, no driver walking into a dark Houston parking lot surrounded by cash and jewelry. Then the gunfire, an ambush. But here's the kicker, nothing was touched. Every chain, every ring, every dollar still. on him. So if this wasn't robbery, what was it really about? The most haunting clue, that Louis Vuitton duffel stuffed with Duke's unreleased custom pieces never vanished. It turned up in Boosie's house. Houston PD confirmed it. Whether Duke trusted him with the bag or it landed there another way is anyone's guess. But facts don't lie, the bag survived. Duke didn't. Boosie's defense? A shaky Instagram live filmed mid-flight, claiming he barely knew the man, that Duke just walked off. But when the only thing that makes it home is the bag, not the man, something doesn't add up.
Go through hard time, but never gave up. I stayed tough, even when I got my chain stuck. Go through hard time, but we know that what made us. Can't blame us, we love the script, cause that what paid us. Yeah, accolades, I know them niggas paid off. My call key like get the president going where I'm up. I can't even find you know I'm in the night, I stayed up.
Didn't you say Duke was supposed to craft you a custom chain? You barely knew him, yet you invited him into a private dice game and then let him stroll alone to his car after flexing $1 million in jewelry? Nah, something ain't lining up. Then he doubled down.
Some dude tried to rob him. Some dude tried to rob him. See, some dudes had tried to rob me and walked off by himself. I had just met dude yesterday. Been trying to rob dude, man. Dude must ain't get up.
Spokesman Flight Zach, we're number 2 to departure, flight into this place, County.
Let's keep it real, Boosie didn't exactly carry himself like an innocent man. His face was ghostly, his vibe uneasy. And if that looked suspicious, what came next was worse. The feds already circling Boosie for past heat yanked Dukes. Case out and opened a separate federal probe. No waiting in line behind other charges, no delays, just a laser lock on Duke's death. First move, track the phone. Duke's final cell ping hit from Boosie's recording studio. Unless that phone sprouted legs, somebody in Boosie's circle carried it there. And they didn't even bother covering their tracks. No wipe, no smash, no river toss. The phone just went dark, manually powered down. That's what lit a fire under the agents. Then the rental car search dropped bombshells. Forensics pulled Prince Boosie's nephew and cousin, both confirmed. And then the twist, a witness outside, smoking, spotted Duke strolling toward his car. No panic, no rush. But out the shadows, Boosie's nephew emerges like he'd been waiting. Duke sensed it, swung first to defend himself, but it didn't matter. In a split second, the nephew allegedly pulled a gun and fired. And here's the bone-chilling part, still no robbery. Not the chains, not the cash, not even the $1 million bag. This wasn't about taking, this was about shutting him up. And instead of ditching the evidence, they kept the bag. That's not sloppy, that's straight arrogant. 50 Cent saw it too. He reminded everyone of a quiet industry fact. In Houston, there's an unspoken rule check-in with JPrince JRB and Mob TIs. No paperwork, no contracts, but everybody knows the drill, from rappers to influencers to ball players. But here's the catch, what if the same people you're checking in with are the ones pulling the setup? JPrince JRB hosted Duke's fatal dice game the same way he hosted takeoffs. Now that check-in culture don't look like protection. It feels like bait. And when two major names wind up dead under the same host's watch, even Whack 100 had to speak up.
Entertainer invites him in. Act like you covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators. Right? He said, what? There was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler round and got past the dice on accident and was hitting on them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right? Boom. The only way they could get their money back was however money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the three designated to say I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they...
He straight up called it a scam ring, said JPrince JRB. Lures entertainers in, plays the buddy role, gets them relaxed, and then funnels them into a dice game where his crew closes in.
Jeweler. I gotta do my research, see what jeweler might have been down there shooting dice. But nevertheless, to all the entertainers, you know, Dukes of Hazzard was one of my favorite shows, right? I don't know if y'all watched that. I was thinking about Daisy Dukes for a reason. I don't know why I said that. You know, one might go with it, may not go with it, but I don't know. If the math is math, and let it math. But entertainers, beware. Oh, with JPrince Jr., when he talked about let's go shoot some dice. Because the loaded dice crew of three, Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way, he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know this, JPrince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town, hold on, bro. Didn't they say Fifth Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep, that's a fact. That word been out, Wack. That word been out. We been out that memo.
And then, so they've been getting hit all day, and it got to the point at the thing, Quavo like, getting into dice. That's what this nigga JPrince Jr., boy, these niggas got all kind of shit going on down there. He said the jeweler nigga got past the dice. He didn't even know the motherfuckers was loaded. He just think he hitting. These niggas is mad as a motherfucker. Cause they like, nigga, how you pass this nigga the loaded dice? Oh no.